And good morning, everyone. My name is Oliver Francis here down at the Exponent in beautiful East Grand Forks, joined today by the athletic director of Sacred Heart High School right here in East Grand Forks, Mr. Blake Karras. How are you doing today, sir?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely delighted to. Just going to talk about some of the things going on over at Sacred Heart this year. We'll start with fall sports. Blake, can you give people a quick update who maybe haven't had a chance to come out to any games? How are your fall teams doing so far?
Yeah, so our football had their first game over in Cass Lake on Friday. They defeated Cass Lake 68-0. It was a big first half from our Polk County West Thunder football team, who we co-op with Fisher and Climax.
Okay.
It was good. Cass Lake's very young, well coached. They're coming along, very, very young roster with a lot of freshmen and sophomores. So our team was able to use their experience and athleticism and kind of run away with that one. They have a big home opener against Red Lake County on Friday.
Okay.
Red Lake County had a good win, so both undefeated teams meeting this Friday, which will be very fun out at Senior Field on the turf. So. Our volleyball team's off to another good start. They're 2-1 on the season. Had a great victory on last night against Ada, who was a Class A third place last year, and they beat them in straight sets last night to move to 2-1. They've also defeated Mahnomen Waban, and they had a tough match up in Kittson County Central against the Bearcats, and they lost in 4 sets. So. Well coached. Emily always does a great job with our girls, and have most of the girls coming back. We only lose one hitter from last year's team, so got everybody else coming back, and it should be a fun year.
Awesome. Of the fall sports, do you have any student athletes who have played for you guys over the past couple of years who have moved on to play college sports, and where should people so people know kind of where to follow along with them?
Yeah. So last year we had 3 athletes that signed to go on to play their sports in college. Jessica Reamer was one of those names. She's playing at College of St. Scholastica in Duluth.
Okay.
She's going to be she's starting playing volleyball there. She's very talented for us in volleyball and basketball, but chose to go the volleyball route. So she's off to a good start there. I haven't looked at any of her games or how that's been going, but I'm sure she's fitting in well with that program. Brendan Bethke is down playing some fall baseball at Chandler Gilbert in Arizona, a junior college down there, and he's gotten into some games down there, and is really enjoying the environment and the warm weather, I'm sure, down in Arizona. He was the Class A baseball player of the year. So that was a very big honor for him. And then our last one, and some other fall sports that I should talk about, is we really value our partnerships and our co-ops with Grand Forks Public Schools. We have the ability to offer our athletes soccer in the fall,
Mm-hmm.
our boys soccer, and then boys tennis, which we had a tennis player last year, James Vadava, that signed with a school in Pennsylvania to play Division II tennis at Edinboro University. So I haven't checked in with him either, but I think he'll be a good fit to that team, and he was on the state champion Central team last year, and did really well in his individual and partner matches. So
Awesome to see and awesome to hear, definitely. Just really quickly, we'll go back to last spring, because what baseball's accomplishments, I feel, should get a more chance to be talked about, and then we'll kind of talk about other sports going forward. But what was the atmosphere like around the school? What was the atmosphere like when baseball was able to make it to state again? Just how big is Sacred Heart baseball to the school?
It was an incredible run. I feel like spring sports always get a little bit of the shaft, being that school's already finished up, and then they go on their playoff run. They struggled in the regular season, some due to injury, some due to players just not, it could be due to the weather, just not getting in a groove early on. So they finished the regular season 8-8 last year, and kind of went into playoffs as a 4 seed or 3 seed. I can't remember which one, but as a team that could lose and go 0-1, or a team that we knew was capable because they did it the year before to go on to the state tournament, and they just started playing baseball at the right time. We had a walk-off win in our first playoff game to escape with a narrow 1-run victory, and then everything kind of just clicked. We started to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and finished with a nice few wins in a row to advance to the state tournament. And then it was a feeling kind of switched to, we've been here before, we know what it takes. We're not just happy to be here anymore. We kind of want to make some noise and do some things, and beat a good team in Hayfield in the first round, and then got beat in just a good pitching outing by the kid from New York Mills, and didn't get the bats going early, and then finished off that day with a third place victory over KMS, and that was our best finish in school history. Tied softball also as a third place finish, I think, when 04. But to do that and to have the best finish in baseball school history was fun, and we enjoyed the ride. And as far as what does it mean to Sacred Heart, it means a lot. We received a lot of alumni just congratulations. A lot of people talking about it. Social media was trending, and it meant a lot to a lot of people, and we heard from a lot of old baseball players, old baseball coaches, and a lot of excitement about the program.
Definitely, that's absolutely wonderful to hear. Let's kind of go back into this year. What are you expecting out of some of your other winter sports and other sports besides baseball in the spring?
Yeah, so winter, like I said, for fall, volleyball and football should be very good. And moving into winter, the boys basketball team lost quite a bit from last year. As far as statistics go, they have a player in John Fontaine coming back that kind of led us in scoring down the stretch. So he's still a very good player in a small school conference, small school section. So they're looking for some key contributors to step up, and I know some other schools might think they're in rebuild. We'll see how the season turns out. I think they'll be very competitive. I can't really put a total of how many wins we think we have, but we're hoping that some kids step up, and we find some new young underclassmen to kind of carry the load and have a successful season in boys basketball. We lost a couple state wrestlers from last year. We co-op with Grand Forks Central, and Will Rourke was second place in North Dakota State for wrestling, and Grant Sullivan, I think, placed 7th last year. So with those two moving on to college, not participating in wrestling anymore, but we kind of drain our wrestling program right now. But I think we have a 7th grader to keep that co-op alive with the Grand Forks Central Public Schools. And then girls basketball had a fantastic year with the girls that were out. They finished 13-13 and lost to a KCC team that was kind of a great basketball game. Took an early lead, and then they fought back, and I think it went into overtime and lost. This year, I kind of stepped into the helm I'm going to be the head girls coach this year, but hoping to get some girls, just grow the program, grow the numbers, get some girls out, and we'll try our best, and we'll practice hard, and we'll see where we end up at the end of the year.
Awesome. Oh, that's absolutely wonderful to hear. What are some ways for people to support Sacred Heart? How much does it cost to go to games? How can people support Sacred Heart if they're not in the area but they still want to contribute to athletics in the school at large? Because it's more than just athletics that go on at Sacred Heart too.
Absolutely. So anybody that wants to support us, obviously, if you can be at the games, we'd love everybody at every game. We offer $6 for adults, $4 for students and seniors. If you can't make it to the game but you still want to support us, we offer memberships. We have different membership packages that some receive newsletters, some with the different membership packages, we have different gifts that go along with each membership. We're really excited about that, and growing our membership offers. And then just any sharing of social media is always good trending for our school. Our schools depend on enrollment, and if we can spread the good word about Sacred Heart out there, more students come and Sacred Heart grows a little bit. So
Definitely.
we're always trying to increase our enrollment.
For the attendance, I know East Grand, just because I interviewed your counterpart, Mr. Koborinsky, here a couple weeks ago, he mentioned that they have like kind of an all-for-one pass for any sport that requires tickets. Have you guys ever looked at doing something like that?
Yep. So with our membership, that's included. All
Okay.
the games are have the ability to go to all of the Sacred Heart events. So we have a Proud Eagle, which is $75. That gets you one person into all the volleyball, boys basketball, girls basketball, baseball, softball games, just for that one low price. And then our Nesting Eagle package is for a family pass, and that's $125, and that gets you and your family into all the games. So if you go to all the games, the membership definitely pays off for you, because if you go to 10 games, you've already paid that for a Proud Eagle, and if you go to 5 games with your family pass, it's already paid for in the membership. So we hope all Sacred Heart Eagle fans do go after those memberships. And if you don't know how to get one, just email me or email somebody at the school, and they'll put you in contact with me.
Definitely. And for the football game, what time is it this Friday? Because obviously this is a really big weekend in football in the area for
Yep.
something happening 70 miles down to our south. But to give people a chance to come out here and see Sacred Heart Friday night, what time is it? And do you guys have anything going on with the game? Any promotions or anything that you'd like to?
Yeah, we're very excited. Again, this is our only this will be our only home game that we can have on the senior field in East Side, just because the Green Wave schedule and ours are a little bit offset. So we're going to play our other 3 home games in Climax. But this Friday night against Red Lake County, the game starts at 7:00, and we're having pizza. The radio station is coming down, and they're having a little promotion to give away some free pizza and play some tunes before the game. So you might want to get down there at like 6:15, 6:30 to make sure you get some pizza and enjoy the festivities, and watch our Polk County West Thunder battle the Rebels from Red Lake County at 7:00 kickoff.
Awesome. And we'll wrap it up right there. Thank you so much for coming down and taking
Yeah.
the time to chat with us, and we wish the Eagles nothing but the best this year.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem.